Welcome to He Still Speaks Now Listen. I have another interesting message that I was inspired to write, and I thought about it, and I decided to share it with you all. He Still Speaks Now Listen is about causing you to think. I do it because I have to. Many years ago, when I was writing, I would compile all of my writings into books, didn't share it, just kept it to myself. But I struggle that out of all the things I had wrote, no one got to hear them. I just put them on the shelf. I realized that was wrong because I was given a gift to share. And that is what I'm doing through my channel, YouTube, to cause you to think. I want to provoke you into thinking. I have no power to make you do anything. I'm just a vessel being used to be a blessing to you. He Still Speaks Now Listen.org is my website. On that site, you can go there and learn a lot about me. Click on the various tabs, go to the bookstore. You see 7 books that I wrote. You can purchase them from Create Space. And if you haven't bought your copy, help me out. Purchase a copy. Pick whatever you want. And if you want me to sign it, let me know. You can order it. I can order it for you. Sign it and send it to you. Of course, you got to send me the buttons. But other than that, everything else on He Still Speaks Now Listen.org is free, especially from the eyes of a cop, Black Lives Matter. You'll be blessed by listening to the truth and the facts. I was thinking about something today and yesterday, and it was confirmed when I listened to radio talk shows, overhearing people conversation, watching the televisions, and it made me realize that I have many messages that can apply to what's going on today. It's like I'm a man from the future, and I'm writing stuff that had not taken place until the daily news cycle. So I came up with this title, Where Are Your Tears? Yes, where are your tears? In our lifetime, we have cried at funerals, birth of a child, at graduation. Our daughter and son is growing up and moving out of the house. And we have cried for happiness for others and happiness from ourselves. And when things go right in our lives, we say, oh, I'm blessed. And we shed good tears. We share our tears when we see people go away to war, to the military. And we shed a lot of tears. As we live in this earth, or live on this earth, we will shed tears. So I'm asking you today, why are you not crying? Yes, why are you not crying? Where are your tears? When you have heard about someone that you didn't know that was killed, murdered, raped, kidnapped, a young mother losing her child through kidnap, never to be seen again, blacks killing blacks in neighborhoods, whites killing whites, lots of violence going on all around you. Where are your tears? Where are your tears is not about the physical tears that flow from your eyes. Of course, you can shed them tears, but I'm going to introduce you to a new type of tears that may be unknown to you. The tears that I'm talking about is the tears of opposition of what we hear and see on the news and in our neighborhood. All of the violence that's being taking place across the world, in other countries, and right in our backyard, across the pond, or in another city. Do you look at the news? Or are you not concerned about the news? I remember talking to a young lady who told me that whenever she meet a young man who was interested in her, she would ask him a series of questions to determine what kind of person that was she was talking to. She would ask them a question as in, who's the mayor, who's the president, who's the government structure, various things of the sort. And if they couldn't answer them, she wasn't interested. She had a valid point. A lot of us, male and female, are not concerned about all around what's going around us because we're concerned about self. What we think, feel, want, and believe is our daily course that we walk. What we think, feel, want, and believe, we are based, we are ruled by our emotions. We must wake up from our slumber and begin to think. One man, one person can make a difference in your neighborhood. When you watch the television show, what are you watching? The news or your favorite TV program? Are you concerned about the things all around you, or are you only concerned about what make you think, what make you feel good? And is it all about you? Are you so selfish and you're only thinking about yourself? So the tears that I'm talking about is the thoughts that we think. The words that you and I speak are our tears. We cry out. We should be crying out. It is not about the watery droplets that flow from our eyes and we say, woo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. No, it is the tears that flows, the cries that come from our mouth. Stop it. Quit doing that. Why are you doing that? It is about doing something when we ignore and refuse to cry out, nothing changed. When we ignore, nothing changes. When we make excuses and say it's the other person, and think about it. When something bad happened to our children or something bad happened to us because someone attacked us or do something wrong, then we are getting involved. Then we cry out and say, oh, you shouldn't do that. I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to call the police officer. But guess what? When other things around us when things around us is troublesome, what do? We close our eyes. I mentioned in several videos, when I was a law enforcement officer, I investigated many crimes. And overhearing, when I'm on a crime scene, I can hear the conversation in the background that the person deserved what came to them. The person deserved to be shot. The person deserved to be killed. The person deserved to be cut or whatever. And when you approach those supposed to be allegedly witnesses, they refuse to talk. And guess what happened? When people refuse to talk and people refuse to become a witness, the violence will continue. Think about this. People say the neighborhood is bad. No, the neighborhoods are not bad. I'm going to give you an example. If the neighborhood is bad, then all neighborhoods should be bad. What makes the neighborhood bad is the individual that live in the neighborhood. When you ride through the local neighborhood day and night, you see a different scene in the day and a different scene at night. It is the mind that controls the neighborhood. Whatever is projecting from the mind makes the neighborhood. If you got drug dealers, prostitution, gambling, shooting in a certain section of town, that is the mind of the evil that's manifesting in that person, and we see it outward in the world today, in the neighborhood. So individual must remember, the neighborhood is not bad, it's the people in the neighborhood. When you have 50 people or 100 people and 99 or 45 of them are doing bad things, that makes the neighborhood. When you have people that believe in doing what's right, believe in treating people fairly and honestly as they want to be treated, they create a different aura in that neighborhood. And what happens? That evilness will be pushed out into another neighborhood. The neighborhood is attracting what's in the neighborhood. You attract what you are, not what you want. So take that the next time you listen to a radio show or watch a television and they're talking about violence in a certain section of town, every weekend, it's because the mind that's manifesting that killing spirit is in that section of neighborhood. And how can you change that neighborhood? Each individual that live in that neighborhood must want to change, want something different. And they can be by themselves. But before you react, before you do anything, you must ask yourself, how can you play a role in what's going on? Take it to the God that you know as you know him to be and ask him, what plan do we have for you? How can you be a blessing to the neighborhood? That is what I mean by crying out. Yes, you can shed tears, but sometimes we have to forget about the tears and begin to cry out with our behaviors and the words that we speak. There's no hope for those who are physically shedding tears because of the lack of balance. I'm sorry, there's no hope for those who are physically shedding tears because of balance and the lack of help and understanding. They are crying with no hope. Some have given up without an understanding, without any help. We must wipe away their tears. They are the one that's crying physically. People behind closed doors are crying physically, laying on their bed, they're facing the pillow. They are crying, stop the violence in the neighborhood. Stop the violence. They're tired of seeing young people killing young people for whatever reason. Stop the violence. They are crying physically, shedding tears, weeping, crying out for help. What needs to be done? A deliverer must come. So, where are your tears tonight? Where are your tears at the sound of my voice? Have you been crying about a marriage or a wedding or a birth or a death or whatever good happened to you today? That's fine. If that's where you are, that's fine. But there are some of us are out there that's crying and shedding tears in our behavior, in the words that we speak, in hope to change the minds of individuals who want to change. I can't make anyone do anything. They have to want to change. They have to want to change. What are you doing? What are you going to do? When are you going to start? And how are you going to fight? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. And why are you looking in the other direction? And meaning, where it's not affecting me, I don't have to worry about it. When are you going to start? Are you going to start when something bad happened to you? And then you're going to cry out with tears and a little bit of behavior and emotional words? What are you doing? Are you enjoying your life as you consider your life to be? Or are you just existing in your marriage and whatever because that's out there? It has nothing to do with you. Are you walking with your eyes closed, yet you are awake? Remember, where are your tears? Cry louder. Wake up those who are sleeping, even though they are awake. Some are only concerned about self, doing what is right in their own eyes. A lot of individuals are doing what is right in what they think, feel, believe, want, and believe. Some people don't want to hear the truth. I spoke to someone several months ago and off and on. They said, Anthony, a lot of people don't want to know the truth. And I agree, because if they really want to know the truth, they will change. And some people don't want to know the truth because they want to stay in this self-imposed world because it pleases them and they don't care about what's on the outside. They're only concerned about themselves. We are not living. We can be living on this earth, existing, marriage, kids, giving birth, getting married, and that's fine if that's where you are. But there's others that's sitting in the closet, sitting in their room with their face in their pillow, crying out for help. Send me a deliverer. The deliverer is the truth. If you are hearing this, this was your moment to hear this. Begin to say, am I crying for self or I'm crying for the individuals that have heard? when you have read it. And I was one, and I'm guilty of this, and never want to read a book because I say it didn't have no pictures. How stupid was I? And I say, you know what? If someone want to hide something from me, put it in the book, and I will never know it's there. My lack of understanding is because I did not read. My lack of understanding because I felt it didn't concern me. And guess what? People can easily deceive you and I with lies and deception to make us feel good, to say it's all about us and we can get something. So begin to wake up and cry until you're heard. Cry until you are heard. One person can make a difference. You must cry out loud. You must cry out to the top of your voice, not in anger and violence or match fire for fire. Cry out with the righteousness that you know of. Begin to look at the world. Look at the world today. We see a lot of immorality and violence that is slowly increasing every day, every day. You and I must find out where to shed our tears. It could be in your neighborhood. It can be in your school. It could be in your job. It could be in your marriage. It can be in your relationship. It can be in someone else's life. We can shed tears, not the physical one, but what we say in our behavior, as long as we listen to the God as we know God to be. Follow his instruction. Don't do nothing in your own strength because you get hurt. But we can be his eyes and ears in our own back room, in our own closet, in our own bed, and say, I see what's going on in my neighborhood. I see what's going around the world. How can I help? If we get a lot of people to think like that, there's no doubt that the neighborhood that you live in can change. The city you live in can change. Your own personal life can change. So we must begin to shed our tears for others. And if you struggle with shedding your tears for others, then you may have a problem. It's not all about us. If you're going through life thinking about what you're going to get today or what you do, how it benefits you, then that's fine. If that's all you want to do, that's fine. But there are others out there that want to shed tears to make a difference in other people's lives. Because there's nothing out there in a way for the young people. They have no hope. They have no jobs that they want. Some have dropped out of school. Girls have given birth to kids with no fathers. Father have left them and go impregnate someone else, and the cycle go on and on and on. And no one is out there saying, stop it, stop it. Because they're afraid to offend. They're afraid to tell the truth. Sometimes when you tell the truth, it does cause pain. But with every operation comes a surgery and a time of healing. Let this message be not about you, about what can you do? Where are your tears? Where are your tears in this country? What's going on in this country is judgment. Yes, judgment. You don't have to believe me. You don't. But it is. When people are doing what's right in their own eyes, one and one has become two. Everything is how I feel. When you stand up for righteousness, when you say that is wrong, just who are you to tell me? And by the way, who am I to tell you anything? I'm nobody. I'm nothing. But when God speaks to me, it's he who's speaking to me to tell you to stop it. To stop it. And you can listen, and you can do whatever you want to do. And that's okay. But you reap what you sow. If you refuse to listen, then that's fine. You get what you get. So don't be so quick to say, who are you to tell me what to do? I can do what I want to do. Yeah, that's fine. But guess what? You're going to reap what you sow. I can tell what spirit is manifesting through you by how you're crying. If you're not crying, You're going to be silent and living your life in peace and harmony, and that's fine. There are others out there that will be crying to say, how can I help someone? How can I help this person? How can I be a blessing for this person? It's all about what we do. Some people feel, I heard one day that some people feel that God, as we know him, has abandoned us. Has he? Or have we abandoned him? Think about it. Have we abandoned him? Some people go to church religiously, and there's no difference in their lives than those who don't go to church. Some ministers practice behaviors that they condemn and preach against, and yet the congregation see no change. The congregation is an extension of the minister. Whatever is manifesting in that building is coming through the spirit of the minister. You're eating what the ministers is feeding you. When ministers are in adultery or in fornication, married, having an affair, sleeping with the church secretary, countless of times over and over, make the news. And then I have heard, and you have seen, and we heard all the time where ministers have fallen because of some sin, repeatedly, the same sin over and over, and some remain in the pulpit. And guess what? The people see it, they don't like it, and they leave. They might split the church. Some people stay. And why those who stay? Because of favor, they like the minister, they don't want to cause problems, they have family members there, and whatever reason they can think of. But it breaks up the church. And those people go back and found another church. Is that godly? No. When ministers begin to act like the people that they're preaching to, there's no difference. There's no power in the church. If God was really in the church, do you think that people will be sitting in there enjoying the fruits of their doing what's right in their own eyes that go against his word? Again, who am I to say any of this? I'm nobody. But I'm speaking that the spirit that manifests through me tell me to say these things. So you must cry out. Cry out. What should you do? Who should you help? How can you help them? How can you fit in the plans of the God as you know him to be? So you can cry out in your community, in your neighborhood, and say, stop it. You don't have to go to an individual to stop it, only if you're led to. But you can stay in your own private closet, in your own home, and begin to say, look at self and evaluate self and see where you have done wrong and confess it and say, I have not done what I should be doing. Repent and ask for forgiveness and begin a new start. Go somewhere that teach you and feed you, that you have a clear understanding. It's not about the physical tears of, oh, I feel good because my daughter, my father, my mother, and my sister, they're getting married, give birth, are going away on a vacation, got a lot of money. Whatever you can think of that make you feel joyful and you cry. Nothing is wrong with that. But it should be more to life than that. Begin to look around and see how can you help others out there. Yes. Where are your tears? Where are your tears at this moment? Have you cried lately for others? Are you crying physical tears because what made you feel good, what made you feel bad? But are you crying physical tears for others that you may have heard about on the radio and TV? Are you crying out verbally in your behavior, showing your behavior, the things you say? Are you crying out loud and say, please stop it? Or are you just sitting in your own closet worrying about self? Thank you for visiting He Still Speaks Now. Listen, this is my YouTube channel that I'm using to promote my books and promote any thought-provoking, interesting topic that may come across my mind. Sometimes I may do one, 2 or 3 times a week, or sometimes once a week. I only do them as I'm led. Read them, listen to them, If you like what you've heard, share the channel. Click on the subscribe button. Just subscribe to it. It helps me out to know that you're out there. If you don't, then that's fine. I still must do what I need to do. Share this channel with others because they may need what I have said. They may accept what I have said. They may be seeking answers and say, thank you. I finally know what I must do. In all the 26 messages or 20 messages that I have put on there, somebody will enjoy something that they need to hear. He Still Speaks Now Listen is about causing you to think. And every time you go back and listen to the same message or read something in my blog, it will speak to you according to your understanding at that moment. And you will receive answers. What you do with it is up to you. I have no power to make you do nothing. I'm only a messenger to give you the answers. We need to be prepared. And I just had this quickening thought. We are sometimes, I'm speaking of myself, someone will tell us something, and you say, yeah, whatever. But how often do it come true? It was, oh man, I should have listened. What if somebody tell us something and we refuse to listen, we refuse to consider what they are saying, and then it happened, and it does not allow us any opportunity to take advantage of what we heard the other day, last month, or whenever, and it's to our destruction and our demise. Who are you going to blame? Only you. So do your own homework. Begin to question why. Why are things happening that appear to happen at a blink of an eye? Did it happen like that? No. It was planned a long time ago. So begin to look around and ask yourself, are you crying for the right thing? Or are you crying for the wrong thing? Don't refuse the truth. Consider what you hear on this channel. Consider what you read from any of your own research. And I learned this. We all have our own belief and our opinions and our wants and our desires. We should be able to have a conversation with the other side and say, maybe I can learn something from that person. And if we're able to learn something from that person, it requires us to forget and die to what we thought we knew in that area. That is the right way to have a correct communication. If you so strong and believe what you believe, and you only attack the other person verbally to defend your belief and to say what they're saying is wrong, that is not a communication. A communication between two individuals is to listen to the other party. Don't wait till they shut up and then you talk. Listen to learn. And then when you hear something that revealed that what you thought was true, then you have to decide to accept it or not. And like the young lady told me the other day, some people will not accept it because it required them to die to what they think, what they believe, what they want, what they enjoy, and they won't change. So this message, where are your tears tonight? Where are your tears today? Where are your tears going to be? Or who are you going to cry for tomorrow? Begin to look in the mirror of self and ask yourself, why are you here? Who are you? Begin to say, who are you? Why are you here? Is it about wealth, riches, business, jobs, marriage, kids? If that's it, then that's fine. But there are many of us are saying, why am I here? Because they're not happy. They don't know why they're here. They've never heard why they're here. Who are they? So take advantage of everything that I'm offering you and begin to share with others and allow it to be a blessing for them. Thank you once again for visiting He Still Speaks Now Listen. and visit my website. Check out my books. You can buy them for CreateSpace or Amazon.com. I have an email on my webpage if you want to get in touch with me. If you have any questions, even if you have a thought-provoking story that people can benefit from, email it to me. If I like it, I'll put it on the website. I've done it for a couple people. Check it out. Thank you, and be blessed.